Welcome back to Finnegan's Garage, especially those of you that went to fsmgarage.com and bought the merch, because as always, every time you make a really bad decision involving the things you wear, helps me make even worse decisions, like hanging out with these guys. This is a very special episode because it's probably the first time the three of us have been in one place at the same time with alcohol in years.
That's true.
The Rotson is behind us. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Absolutely years.
And we
Steve
are, yeah. And we are midway through a road trip that is going to see Freiburger and I drive the Rotson, which I just bought, from California to Georgia. And we had to stop in New Mexico to see our buddy here. And we're going to play a little game. And that game involves my Great American Trade the Car experiment, which we've done 3 trades so far. We're on the 4th one. And to recap, I drug a 1960 Chevrolet El Camino out of the woods from a friend's backyard.
That thing looked horrible.
It was so bad, dude. One of the rustiest things I've ever had.
It looked bad.
Legit. And I might have traded down from the Elko for a 86 Cadillac 4-door Brougham.
Saw it.
But it was on airbags. Did do burnouts. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, dude!
Then I traded that for a 1953 Chevrolet pickup, green, in a really good original shape.
Oh, that's the first thing I said. I can't wait to go pick him up from school and slam that thing on the ground.
But most recently, I traded that 53 Chevy truck for a 1940 Chevrolet Coupe that Freiburger helped Derek from Vice Grip Garage build.
I was kind of annoyed when I saw that you got it, actually.
I thought you might be.
I was, because Derek and I kind of bonded with that thing. I was hurt that he just like shed it to you, but I guess the truck was pretty good.
Well, that was the weird thing about that, is I didn't go there to make the trade. I went to his house to pick up the NASCAR. And while I was there, he had so many cars, I was like, maybe he'll want to trade me for something. And because at that point, I think the trade episode for the 53 had been live about a week. I had some interesting but not inspiring trades, and I just wasn't kind of feeling any of them. And while we were there, I told him about the truck, showed him 2 photos, and he started showing me all these other cars on his property that, well, they sucked. I wasn't into any of them.
He has a lot of suck.
He does.
Yeah.
But then he opened the door to that trailer, and there was that car. And I didn't even know you all had built it together. I hadn't seen that episode.
Well, built is generous.
Okay.
We bought it from Gil at Hot Rod Ranch, and it wasn't a runner, and actually Gil thought that it had a rod knock, and I climbed under the thing and fiddled, and if I remember correctly, it was a header tube up against the frame.
Oh, that's a bad look, Gil.
I think that's what it was. It was something that simple.
The dudes from Hot Rod Ranch are legends because everyone in California seems to bring them their retired old abandoned race cars. And this 40 was allegedly like a street racing terror in the late 60s.
It's a really, really cool car, and the wiring is something special.
Yeah. And long story short, that episode went live, and I have a laptop full of interesting trades, and I don't want to make a decision until you guys give me your opinion.
So I have to judge, would I trade the 40 Chevy for whatever
we've got here. Yeah.
It's going to be a high standard for me. I love the 40 Chevy.
So I do too. So by the time I drove it home, about 250 miles, and by the time I got there, I'm like, this is a perfect B-gas hot rod drag week car, which I don't have time to build.
Another one.
But I love it, and I kind of don't want to get rid of it. However, there's some really cool cars in here.
All right.
And ultimately, my long-term goal is to end up in a bucket list car, which there's probably 5 or 6 of those. I've talked about a 65 to 66 Ford Mustang Fastback GT350 styled car, not a real one, obviously. I've talked about a Mark IV Toyota Supra, like you'd see in the Fast and the Furious movie. That's funny. I've talked about a
we don't speak that.
FD Mazda RX-7. Also in the Fast and the Furious, which you wouldn't be into.
But being a rotary in a Mazda, it's okay.
I've never experienced a 69 or 70 Chevelle. And a kid I knew in high school drove a black one, and it was mean looking, and I wouldn't mind experiencing that. But the other thing I've realized about this whole thing is I really enjoy opening the emails every day, looking for the treasure, and I don't expect to end up in the Fastback Mustang or any of those cars right now, because if you have an RX-7, you probably don't want a 40 Chevy.
Right.
So what can we trade next that might be a trade up, or a trade sideways, or a new experience? Without going backwards.
This is very much something that Carcraft Magazine did in the late 80s. They started with a Muncie 4-speed and traded it up to a 340 Dart.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And of course, we did the trades a couple times on Roadkill. We did the Power Tour trade, which we got away with by the skin of our teeth, I might add, because we really only had one offer every day, so we took it.
Yeah, legit. Like 3 people might show up, but only one actually wanted to trade their car and had a pink. And some of those come up for sale every now and again, which is pretty funny.
But you're
If I
carrying on the
remember correctly,
tradition.
there was actually a television show that was based on this exact premise.
Well, there's the
that all you do is you trade up. They started with something that was worth $5 or $10.
red
and just kept
paperclip.
trading up.
A guy traded a red paperclip up for a house.
Yeah, he ended up with a movie script and a part in a movie. I forget from who, and then he traded the part in the movie for a house somewhere.
He was really good.
Very good. Very good. Because in the beginning, he had one red paper clip, and I think he traded it for a fish pen, like a pen shaped like a fish. Homeboy ended up in a house. So why can't I end up in, something like this one day?
Oh, you can.
I mean, not today or tomorrow, obviously. But what I've done here is I've flagged a number of emails, and one by one, we can go through them. I'll do my best to try to keep track, and so this is one of the first ones. So this here, California car, Ford Super Coupe Thunderbird.
Is it a Super Coupe?
Yeah, on hydraulics.
So it's a supercharged V6.
I think it might have been. I don't know if it is anymore, but it's. I'll read the description.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Super Coupe. I think it's just a whale body.
Okay. 95 Ford Thunderbird, lowrider, 2 pumps, 4 dumps, which means you can 3-wheel, go side to side. Suede headliner, sliding ragtop, which is guaranteed to leak in all weather conditions, but looks so cool.
18,000 miles on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can see the merit of this one. It is not my style.
Right.
But
Macintosh
I
audio
understand
system.
it. Yeah.
Right. So this for me is super tempting because I want to experience it. But I
don't
think
need to own it forever.
No, but it might be a trade backwards. Can you trade a Ford Thunderbird on juice later for something that is not too far backwards from where we're at?
You may want to stop there, because if you've ever seen one do that, kind of right front up in the air and drive through the parking lot and watched your wife smile and go, look at that, it might be a keeper already.
Well, and this thing goes back to your mini truck roots like crazy. The sliding top, the slammed on the ground, the big inch wheels. I mean, put some goofy graphics on it and,
I actually like the look of the car.
What?
I like the look of the car being that low, that hard, that,
I thought we came here to visit Steve Brule.
well, we haven't looked under the hood yet, so I might hate the car in a moment, but right there, looking at that car, if you made that rear tire this wide, it'd look like a pro stock car.
If I changed the wheels on that, it would be a little better for me. But it's cool. I understand that car. Yep.
Wow.
Me too.
Yep.
I did not expect that already. Right out of the gate. Wow. Okay. All right. So there's that one.
That is an upgrade from the 40, I will say.
Oh, so that was my next question is it an upgrade from... What do you think the 40 is worth? As it sits.
15 grand?
It's a big block Chevy, automatic trans.
Original patina.
Looks cool.
Kind of beater, drives okay.
It's definitely a beater, but it is not rotted out.
Original
Surface
interior
wise.
that was done in the 70s.
Yeah. 15 seems fair.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That seems
All
cheap.
So wait, we have to give a thumbs up and down on each one, or are we going to go through all of them and then pick one at the end?
Yeah, let's go through all of them, and at the end you go, this is what you should trade for.
Okay.
All right. So.
I need a notepad or something. I can't remember all this stuff.
I got an idea. Watch this. Magic. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste
Oh,
it.
you're going
into
to let
notes.
us look at all of them when we're done?
I'm going to give you a visual when we're done.
Oh, that's so cool.
Look at the technology.
All right.
Next vehicle.
I flagged this one.
Ooh, okay. It's too stock.
Very stock.
Yeah.
1941 Chevy two-door sedan, restored, older restoration. Not my style. My main interest would be, is this more expensive? Is it an upgrade?
Yeah, that's a $20,000 car that sits on Marketplace for a long time before someone gives you that.
That was my vibe.
Yeah, it's about right.
It's cool.
Yeah, but
I don't need to experience it. This would be an instant flipper for me.
okay. Well, here's the other thing that unfortunately you and I have to both consider these days. That doesn't get as many YouTube views as the Thunderbird.
Oh, all right. Well, let's set that aside because I genuinely haven't even considered that once. It's literally been experience for me, or is it an upgrade and gets me to the Mustang or the
I'm
Supra
retired
or-
now, so none of that matters.
Right?
Solid.
I don't really care about all of that, but that to me is just kind of a car.
Yeah,
I
it's a
sat in
swap.
it when it was my grandfather's in
Yeah.
his garage in San Diego, and there was a clutch pedal, but it was an automatic, and it did all kinds of crazy stuff that I didn't understand at 10 years old. But that to me is just, yeah, it's an old car. It deserves a parade.
Yeah, I'm glad
But-
someone else owns it.
Parade correct.
Yes,
But it's bone stock. It smells like mohair.
yeah.
It's got a Stovebolt 6 in
It needs a parade with some American flags hanging off the rear
Yeah.
bumper and the Shriners marching in front of it. That's
Oh,
what
the
it
dudes
really
in the little
needs.
hats.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that ain't me. All right, we will move on. All right, this one's pretty cool. So, 57 Chevy wagon
Ooh, okay.
that at some point was restored.
Okay.
That's hot rod flat paint.
I was
and,
about to say that is a base coat green metallic with no clear.
and they painted the trim, which sounds bad.
Oh, they painted it silver?
They painted the trim silver. I'm gonna go to HD and let you guys see this. We have the luxury of video on this one.
Finnegan. The car is not listed for sale anywhere.
Upsell.
I have really no plans of getting rid of it of any kind, but I like the car, but I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool to get a car with a little bit of provenance, I guess.
It's a weird look.
It is.
The flat paint
paint.
with the silver trim.
Is like a hot rod flats. It's got a little bit of metallic in it.
Right.
The roof is gloss
Pearl.
Okay.
It's pearl.
with a little bit of pearl in it.
Yep.
All right, I'll skip ahead.
Okay, that car is way more likely than the Thunderbird to get you your next trade that is in the direction of somebody that will give you a fastback Mustang.
Nobody's looking for the Thunderbird, even though it's cool.
Right.
People are looking for this.
Right.
Even if it's not a Nomad, they're still looking for that car.
Yeah,
They are.
They are great looking cars. In fact, we just built one and gave it away.
Right.
And by the end, when we gave it away, I really liked it and didn't want to get rid of it.
I actually like the guy's shop
Yeah.
that it's in more than the car, but
find myself-
that's another thing too.
I do have to apologize to people out there. You've sent me your trade offers. Some of them I wasn't interested in, and unfortunately, there was something better behind it, and I kept responding, "Tell me about that other car." You know,
Yeah.
not the one
Right.
you wanted to trade me. All right, so in the running or no? What do you think?
Let me see the interior there. Oh, it's a stick? Or is that an automatic
No, it's
shifter?
a TKX 5-speed.
Really?
Oh, that's an absolute keeper. There.
Yeah.
That's,
And keep in mind, that can be fixed with reproduction trim. The painted trim is not great. Nonetheless,
no.
I think that one puts you more in the right direction.
I can tell you stories about riding around in high school with 15 of us in
Yeah.
the back of that and the front of that and the middle of that. And everybody in that, my friend's name was Ricky Romero, his parents owned one. The shifter was literally, I think if I remember right, it was reverse, low drive,
Oh, yeah.
neutral. It was like backwards crazy.
It's the wrong way.
And it was just fun.
Does it come with those magnesium wheels?
I don't know.
Wow.
Good question. Though.
So here's the thing. If you and I were shooting a video together,
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have the Thunderbird because we could do hydraulics things and we could do sunroof things and it would be an
Yeah.
experience I've never had before. But directionally, this is probably a better trade.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because you're right. In terms of making a video and an experience, it's probably a better way to go.
Even forget the video. The experience would be new and different and better.
Yes.
With the Thunderbird.
I would be expected to drive that car. No one would expect me to pull up in a Thunderbird on 3 wheels.
Oh, dude, the Thunderbird's gangster.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I love that car.
Okay.
All right. So we'll move on.
Brule's had a few beers.
I what?
Nothing.
This one I'm on because there's 3 more like it out there.
Yeah. Is there anything that makes this great? Is it on air? Does it have a twin turbo LS in it?
Oh no, it's bagged. Small block,
Yeah.
3-speed manual.
That's 3 on the tree. Nah, the Thunderbird or the 57 wagon's better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we saw 3 or 4 of those today in the parking lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was just, I hate to say it.
It's cool,
but
you know, I would own it and drive it around town and stuff.
they're
but-
almost too regular.
There.
Yep.
Here's another similar thing,
Long bed.
but not bagged.
Not
and
as
it's a long
cool.
bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. This one just makes me chuckle.
Oh, okay. So, I have this whole scheme that I tried to push when I was the editor of Hot Rod and it miserably failed, but its time may have come, and that is slow touring. Meaning, don't even worry about what kind of power it makes or anything like that. Slam it down, put wheels and tires on it, put a radio on it, make it cool, and cruise the thing with your martini.
Yeah. So this is a 73 Lincoln Mark IV.
Right.
That is, I think, virtually stock. And
460 though.
I like the hideaway headlights. It just,
It's got horns.
yeah, like I want to drive to Vegas in this.
I think you were wrong then, and you're wrong now.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate it. And everything about it.
Okay.
That's fair.
Dude, that thing is swank. See, if you drove that, you'd have a different
Woo!
opinion.
It's like going to the bar and finding a big girl that's like flirting with you.
I think in
it's
70,
good enough for Ryan. It's good enough for you.
I think in 76, camera guy Ryan would have gotten laid in this. But maybe not in 2025. I don't know. All right, so yes, no, and I mainly just, I like looking at it.
It's cool. I would actually have fun fooling around with that thing, but you don't need it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This next one, I really want to hear your opinion on because I feel like it's right up your alley, and I
I
like the way it looks.
Yeah.
So this is a 72 Jeep Commando. It's what they call the bullnose. It's when AMC bought them and needed to put inline 6s and V8s in them, so they stretched the nose out. They're not as popular as the older Jeepster Commandos. And actually, this isn't called a Jeepster, it's just a Commando. It depends.
I like the way it looks.
It looks very cool. What hardware does it have?
Junkyard 5.3, Turbo 400, Holley Terminator X.
Okay, that has merit.
Yeah.
It is a mall crawler because it's all lifted up, but it doesn't have enough clearance to actually flex, and it has no roll bar at all. So it is decorative four-wheeler, not an actual four-wheeling
I
vehicle.
love your background, your knowledge, and your criticism.
Yeah,
But that thing's just cool.
it is
Right.
cool.
And I don't even like Jeeps.
I think it's because he and
Yeah.
I don't know anything about these.
Oh, no, it looks
specifically,
cool.
That I'm like, that thing looks tough as hell, and I'm
Yeah.
not
Definitely
I'm not
looks
an
cool.
off-road guy.
I'm not a Jeep guy at all.
So I would defer to you. Can you trade it later easily?
Oh, yeah.
They are becoming more popular. They're not as valuable, obviously, as a Bronco or a Blazer, but they are increasing in value. Do you have any other pictures of it?
Is there anything as valuable as a Bronco?
No, nothing anywhere.
Here's a video.
Let's see. That rear bumper sucks.
Fuel
There's
pump.
the EFI.
Oh yeah, that's a
yeah.
2-bumper, like a rectangle.
Yeah, and that's they've cut the bottom of the quarter panel and put a
Sounds
yeah,
good.
That
fires
thing
up.
purrs like,
Yeah.
oh, and it's got some camshafts in
Uppity
it.
rump.
You know, I haven't seen enough. Okay,
There's
must
his
have been
build,
when
it's
they were
going
building
in.
it.
here's a major question: does the four-wheel drive work, or did they disable all of that?
Oh yes. Does the four-wheel drive
He's
work?
emailing the guy right now.
People are remarkably responsive. Any
He's
more
waiting up all
pictures?
night long in Florida. For
He does have
this.
to ask his daughters if it's okay to trade, which I respect.
Okay, I mean, that thing has merit, LS swap and everything. In LA, somebody would ask 20 for that. I think it trades for 12.
Okay.
Really?
So
You think
experience.
that's high or low?
I think it's low. I think when you look at the price of building something, when you look at any LS and all of a sudden you're going to have $5,000 wrapped up in that. You're going to have another couple grand wrapped up in a fuel system and this and that. And then he worked on the thing a whole bunch. I mean, in my mind, I don't even know about Jeeps, but everything is worth $20,000 these days simply because...
It seems that way, but does it trade for that? And the market's down. I don't know.
The trade market is interesting to me because like the guy that traded me the 53 Chevy for the Cadillac knew it was the wrong move.
Right.
Wanted to experience the Cadillac on airbags.
Well, okay, we're the same way. All right, let's move on and keep this in mind.
Okay. So, I think I know the answer on this. I just like looking at it. Nissan 300ZX turboed through the hood. Sent it to me because of the rots.
We've done this.
We have done
I was
this.
going to say
We have done this.
And
it's not my favorite body style of Nissan, but I do enjoy it. I do like it.
I think someone watched previous episodes of Roadkill.
I think.
And,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on. We'll move on.
Oh, Rambler Marlin.
You know this guy?
No, it's
Oh.
a Rambler
his name's
Marlin.
Oh, I thought that was his
name's
screen name.
Marlon.
It's not his name.
The owner's name is Marlon, and he drives a Rambler.
I've never even seen a Marlin Rambler or whatever. I don't know anything about them.
Okay, these things came out, 65?
Yeah, I think.
And they were just a little bit ahead of the fastback Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
They are a little smaller than that. I think maybe they were styled in response to the fastback Mustang that you ultimately want. It's an obscure car that nobody really pays for. What's in it?
Yeah.
That is a small block Chevy.
Ooh.
With a T-Ram.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's looking for that.
No one's
Hard to
looking for
trade?
that. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Interesting. But
Yeah, that's one of those body styles where, did anyone really love a 66 Charger fastback?
No, they're fun.
No, those are only beginning
Yeah.
to come into vogue only because it says Charger on it
And
and, they're
because
less
there's two of
expensive.
them left.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I remember seeing one when I was young and going, man, whose car is that? What is that? Oh, it's my mom's
what?
car. Nobody liked it.
You
Nobody
look at
loved
it now and it's cool simply for being old and it has
Yes,
some design
exactly,
stuff on it. You're like,
exactly.
they would never do that now. It's cool.
At the time, it was not cool at all.
Turd. And the Rambler Marlin is 10 clicks below that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only fastback styled cars I like are Mustangs or your Celicas or the Charger fastbacks were not my thing at all. But this one, I think you might like.
Am I allowed to go pee?
Sure, we can take a break.
You want to turn the audio off while
out
that's
of beer.
happening?
Leave the audio on so we can hear it dribble.
Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you very much. I thank you for inviting me. I hope I'm not, kind of getting too much in the way here. I know that you and David have a lot going on individually. But what's interesting to me is that Freiburger has so much specific history when it comes to certain vehicles like Jeeps.
Oh, he's old.
Oh, well, let me get off on Jeeps. Me and the Dirt Forever guys did this Jeep and that Jeep, and we crawled this rock and went down that rock, and we went on a road trip, and it's like, that was never my thing. Even though even when I was in high school, friends would go out to the desert, and they'd all jump in the pickup truck or the Jeep and, go do that until they were stuck. And then call me and say, can you call someone and get us unstuck? But they had to walk 5 miles to get to a phone to call me because we didn't have cell phones then, or smoke signals for the matter.
Yeah.
It was just...
I feel the way you do. I want to like rock crawling for Freiburger, but the truth is it's too slow. And if someone else is driving and I just have a death grip on a roll cage as we, traverse something that could kill us, I'm like, no, I'd rather go desert racing and go really fast.
It's kind of like driving your boat on the side like this when I've seen you, when I can look from the beach into the cockpit of your boat. I thought he really shouldn't be there.
You did tell me that. Yeah.
And I said, you really shouldn't do that again, Mike. And so it's kind of like rock crawling that way. I don't want to tip over either. So
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Tin Grill Dodge.
he's back.
Yep.
79. Okay. 440 is a good thing. That vehicle is going to have a full-time transfer case, an NP203, which is not incredibly awesome.
What I mean.
The fact that it's a power wagon is good. The tin grills are coming up in value because of the Fords and Chevys being worth so much.
Okay.
That's a pretty good one. It's got the 70s thing going on with the double roll bar hoop.
I did like that, and I liked the graphics.
Is that your only pick?
No, there's another one that looks just like that one.
Right.
I could ask him for more if it's interesting.
The 440 makes that thing grow up quite a bit.
All right.
If it was a 318, I would say no.
We will set that aside for the end,
Yep. Okay.
just in case.
This is what, a 65 or 6?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It is 65 or 6 C10.
He's
And-
asking me what I think the 40 Chevy is worth because he knows this is a very nice truck.
Yeah, it is. See, we've dismissed the other ones because they were your standard, like, ratty,
yeah.
cruise around trucks. This thing is actually nice. It's like Hugger Orange. It's got good wheels. It's slammed. Is it tubbed? It doesn't look like it.
I don't think it is.
No, it's not. It's got
But-
stock wheel wells. I love that truck.
If you could make the guy actually do it, that's the best one so far.
I think
as far
so.
as value.
It's straight up, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, in the 80s, we were all about the standard cab, short bed, this, that. Long beds and standard cabs are just cool looking now.
Think so?
And they, yeah, I like them.
This particular one, because of the trim and the stripe, the long bed is okay with me.
Well, I think
it made it even longer.
And
the
it's a big
wheels
window.
do everything for this.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
lowered and the wheels tucked up underneath.
And the color,
That
the
thing
two-tone-
just looks.
Looks like the trim is really nice. That's the most valuable vehicle we've looked at yet.
Okay.
And
I
I don't
like
even
that
know what
one
it
a
has
lot.
for an engine.
I don't need
I
it.
like that a lot.
All right. We will copy that one. This guy sent a bunch of emails. So this is a unibody Ford
Yep.
Crown Vic swapped.
Okay.
And I'm not huge on the Crown Vic swap because I don't like the front wheel drive looking offset
Same.
wheels.
Yep.
And I'm not into when they take the firewall, the floor, everything, and put the dash in there. I'm not into
Yeah.
that. But he did not put the dash in there, which I'm kind
Yeah.
of stoked on.
It has a turbo on it,
Yeah. 4.6 with a turbo and an intercooler.
but a 4.6 2-valve needs a turbo just to bring it up to levels of basic drivability.
Oh, see, that's good that you said that because I did not know that.
Well, you ran Crown Vics at the Cletus races. You know exactly what they do.
Yeah, they're fun and not fast.
Right.
You know.
2 valves, 3 valves, and then 4 valves.
What did they make? 255 horsepower?
They were
I
anemic.
think it was less.
Was it less than that?
I think the Caprice that you had was faster than the Crown Vic.
It was, yeah.
The Crown Vic, it was a really good rear-wheel drive platform, fun to drive, but not speedy. So,
I don't see how you pick this over that orange truck.
No.
Now, that orange truck could have a 6-cylinder 3 on a tree, and we don't know that.
And I don't even care.
Right, because it's
I'm
that
still
nice.
picking that truck
Right.
over this.
I'm
All
going to
right.
have to agree.
all right. Okay.
That orange
Man,
truck has
we're gonna
spoiled us.
Insult a lot of people with this.
Until
So this is your garden variety square body Chevy.
Yep.
You know, small block.
383, aluminum heads.
Yeah, TCI turbo 350.
4.6 drop.
Always cool, never go out of style.
Right.
Fairly clean, you know.
I like that. That's
Not amazing, but
that's a
fairly clean.
contender.
It's fine.
Probably easy to trade. Selling right now is hard because the market is flooded with these trucks.
Yep.
With all the same wheels and the same drop kit.
But it's a good
trading-
trade. But if you had that parked next to that orange long bed,
Orange long bed wins.
right.
All right.
Totally.
6-cylinder, 4
Right.
speed in it.
I didn't mean to save that one.
Okay, don't.
Okay.
All right, and there's the Thunderbird again.
There's the interior of the Thunderbird, and so the really thing that interests me about this car was not just the hydraulics, the Macintosh audio system, because Macintosh is really good stuff, like audio
Very
file
expensive.
level.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
$5,000 worth of stereo in that car.
Yeah.
Because any good guy with a bag car does
I
not skimp.
love this car.
Dude.
Love this car.
66, I believe.
Pontiac Safari,
Like a monkey mobile.
big block 455 that's built, runs on pump gas, and it is clean. Wait till you see the rest of the car.
I didn't like it initially, and now I'm like really liking it.
Power windows, interior's all redone. The dash is amazing. The hood is the clear is peeled on it, but the rest of the car. Wait till you see the engine compartment. Watch this thing. So I love it, but what I don't know is do people want to trade for this? Because it's a pretty rare wagon. Like, you don't see this every day. Look how clean the firewall is.
No, that's way too nice. Now, taking back everything I said about your slow cruising stuff,
Yeah.
I would slow cruise in that all day long.
It's got a Butler motor.
Did you see it says Butler? That's what I was
Yeah.
about to point out.
Oh, so it's not
and
slow.
it's been painted probably because the engine compartment is body color and it should be black on the GM.
Yeah, and it looks like they did a great job on it.
Let me look and see if
And
I
it's
am
got
correct.
It's got the backwards facing seat for the haters. Put your kids back there.
So the kids can go back there and the window can go down so they can make sure they get a certain amount of asphyxiation.
Yes. Little CO2, little carbon monoxide.
I rode in back seats like that with the back window down, and that
yeah.
was just normal.
Explains
we
a
didn't
lot.
know any better. Oh, does it
So,
now?
yeah, I confirmed I am correct. It is a 66. Wow, that's a nice wagon.
Right? It's in Akron,
Yeah.
Ohio, home of LeBron James. You know, there's no Wi-Fi there apparently, according to my children, but we could go there. You know,
You don't have tons of fun in this car.
Yeah, you do.
I
You
feel
do
like
it with
it's-
friends. You have tons of friends in the car.
Yeah.
And that's where the fun happens. It's not the car. Everybody's going to look at that and love it. And you're going to have 3 people in the back seat and 2 in the back, 1 further.
I would like to
I-
experience it. The question is, can you trade it later?
Yeah, but how bad is the clear coat peeled? It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that it peeled there, and I don't know if the roof got peeled or not, but
Well, yeah, it did. See the shiny part next to the dull part? And look at the tailgate is peeled too, so that's a pretty big detractor.
Yeah, and there's some body line stuff there that doesn't quite go well.
Yeah.
It photos much better than maybe it really is. I think it's an eyes-on kind of
it's a good observation.
I think the orange truck's probably better. Look at the interior in that thing.
brand new.
Can you imagine
That's
driving
been
The
it?
steering wheel. Look
Yeah,
at
the
it.
interior's all new. It's got
Look
power
at,
windows.
Look at the pedals.
Yeah.
They're brand new.
That power window switch, is that 80s that got redone? in
No,
this?
no, they
Oh,
used that forever.
Ah, okay.
They used that style of switch in GMs
Yeah,
forever.
it's just a bumper toggle that's up and down with all 4 windows
Yeah.
in it. And
Pontiac had just the best dashes and interiors and chrome and bezels and doodads and
That's a cool car. But for trade up, for people going, yeah, I want that, the truck's better, I think.
okay.
is that a remote mirror control? right
Yeah.
there?
For this
That's
side.
awesome.
I got a few more.
Standard square body. I like the red. I prefer that grill over the fancier one. I don't like the bed rails.
Yeah, that bed rail thing doesn't work for that truck at all.
Yeah.
That's a very East Coast thing.
Yeah, and it's got the visors over the side windows.
It's an R10. It's
Oh, yeah.
87, 305.
Well, no, 87
It's decent.
would have been the last C10.
Why do they call it an R10? I forget.
Because in 1988, they came out with the other body style and sold them concurrently, right?
No, well,
No?
it depends on what you bought. If you bought a Suburban or a crew
Right.
cab dually, you could get those up to 91.
Right.
The R10 is this truck because I think it has TBI, which they didn't all have TBI. Back then, you could still get a Quadrajet if you bought a cab and chassis truck.
Finnegan breaking out the knowledge.
I don't know a lot most of the times, but this is one of the things.
Editor of Sport Truck Magazine.
R.I.P.
I'm old enough to remember kind of those changes, and I think you're exactly on target. You
I
could
think
still
you're
get
right,
a
too.
carburetor deal,
Yeah.
and you could do the throttle body injection, which was oh so wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a V1500 Suburban. It still runs with 350 TBI.
Not as cool as the
No.
orange truck. Okay. All right. There's not a lot left, but the very last one is outstanding. Oh, where'd it go?
One of the cool parts about being us is you can put on social media, hey, I need to buy a vehicle, and the stuff just floods in. I've done it a bunch of times, and I feel bad. I can't even keep up to answer everybody who emails me stuff.
Okay, here's the one that initially I was most interested in until I sat down with you guys. Check this out.
Oh, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, T-top 78 Trans Am with the right nose.
And traction action.
yes.
And the
And
same
stick?
Stick shift. Is that a CB?
Yes, that's a factory CB is what that is.
Power windows. 536 blueprint engine.
536 horsepower. That
Yeah.
means it's got a small Chevy in it, right?
Tremec 5-speed.
or a big Chevy.
It's in Alabama, so it's not that far.
It's not a big block Chevy if it has 536
No, I
horsepower.
didn't say
is
big
it?
block. I said or
No, it's a
big small block.
Oh, yeah.
Not a Pontiac?
That's not a 350.
Yeah, because Blueprint doesn't do Pontiacs, right?
No, that's a small block Chevy. But
Okay.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's not a 350, and it's not a
383?
383.
Oh, they make a
It'd be like a
396.
410 or
It's either-
427 or something like
Yeah,
that.
probably.
They make
Okay.
a 396 small block.
They do. This is hard to argue with.
I know.
Especially knowing you as I do, and you've been wanting a Trans Am of this era, and you like T-tops.
I do.
I don't like all the slick snot that's all over here,
Yeah.
but
Rebuild engine, Tremec TKX 5-speed,
Yeah.
T-tops, interior's nice. This,
eminently tradable.
yeah.
Anybody would trade you something good for that.
Okay, so to recap.
Are we down to the final 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 100 others. None, like literally someone tried to trade me a Harley missing a wheel
Yeah.
and a gold watch. These are, I think, the top ones. So we have the T-top red Trans Am, the orange long bed Chevy truck, which is sick.
Will the guy even really trade you for that?
I don't know. You never know with people. He may be like over it and wants to experience something else. Gassers are always cool, and people identify that car as a gasser even if it never ran that way.
Yeah, you can't consider this Power Wagon anymore.
Okay.
The 57 wagon's still in play a little bit, and the Thunderbird's still in play. So really what we're talking about here is Thunderbird, 57 wagon, orange long bed. If you guys like that one, we can go Commando.
Jeep, but
And then the Trans Am. I'm going to have to go Trans Am.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the Power Wagon.
I know that you will have more fun in the Trans Am than you would in that long bed truck.
I would go looking for beer, and I have had so many trucks that
Right.
the
That's
truck
the
for
thing.
me, if you told me absolutely you're trading up, you'll get a better trade out of it, I would do the long bed.
Yeah,
But if
it's not special to you.
This is
You've
true.
experienced too many of them. You haven't experienced the Trans Am in a good fashion.
who here has not owned one of those? I'm sorry. They're very cool.
Yeah.
Even when you knock the wheels off of them with your drunk wife and you have to put new ones on, they're still fun.
Speaking from experience.
whoa,
What?
I am married. If I had that, I could have a similar experience.
No, they're actually a lot of fun. One of my first rides was in those Smokey and the Bandit kind of black things, and we passed a state cop in Albuquerque going down the freeway at about $1.20, and he was going 70, and he never even tried to catch us. He just said, "I can't."
No, it's the Bandit.
And so we just kept going and pushed the gas harder and kept going. It was huge fun, and they didn't have a lot of horsepower, really tremendous acceleration.
Right.
That one I think had a 455 Olds in it back then. They did this weird crossover thing between the Pontiacs and the Oldsmobile stuff.
They did.
Oh yeah, they did
But
a
It was a
403.
403 old.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it was. But it was fun. I mean, but it wasn't as fun as that thing looks.
From the standpoint of you and I making a video together and having a whole lot of fun, it would be either the Thunderbird or the Trans Am. The Thunderbird would probably be more hilarious, but it's more of a short-term car, whereas the Trans Am would be more of, I think, somebody would want to own it. More of your audience would want to own it.
Yeah. I think the audience wants to watch us drive
Right.
the Thunderbird.
They don't want to own it.
They don't want to own it.
What can you guys butcher the most?
Everything.
Well, but that's why I'm asking.
Have you
Which
met
one
us?
would you? I don't think you're going to butcher that Trans Am. You
Oh, no,
can't.
we would not want to butcher that.
You can't butcher the pickup truck.
I want to make a
No,
beer
we don't want
runner.
to butcher any of it.
Well, I don't mean butcher it when I say that.
I know
I'm
what
just
you're
talking
saying.
about modifying, doing
Roadkill.
your stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that to either one of those two. I think you would have more fun, more project work and all of that with that Thunderbird.
I would make a beer run in the Trans Am. Maybe it's out of my system after that, but I don't think so.
How does the Thunderbird look with a blown 460 in it?
That's my point.
Oh, is that the missing link?
Yeah. Remember, that's independent rear suspension, too.
Yeah. That car is best parked flat on the ground or scraping the pavement. Any other time, it's not
It's
outstanding.
not that good.
You're right. Absolutely. What the stance of that car is what makes it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to cut that out.
Trans Am. I've made your decision. We're done here.
Solid. All right, Trans Am it is. But Thunderbird guy, hit me up again after I trade the Trans Am, or need to get rid of the Trans Am. Maybe you're a Trans Am guy. I don't know. That's what I love about this. Is I think we're gonna bring people together. We're gonna have a lot of experiences. Maybe you get your bucket list car, and maybe I just get a good experience and move on. And you will see that on a future episode of Finnegan's Garage. More importantly, you're gonna see you and me on an episode not only on my channel, but if you're not subscribed to his, you'll see it on his channel, which is David Freiburger on YouTube.
Spell it any way you want. You'll end up getting
Can you
there.
trade for the Thunderbird for me? I like it.
I mean,
Retired Brule is weird Brule.
he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're not stressed out anymore. And I'm not calling you late at night going, I swear I'll be there tomorrow. I just might not have the engine completely assembled for the dyno session.
Everything right now is just about as good as it can be, to be honest. So I have nothing to complain about and everything to be thankful for, and just fun.
And we've had a great time seeing you today.
It was wonderful. Thank you, guys.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We will see you soon. I love you all. Million of you.
1 million
Freaking million
followers.
of you,
On the next episode of
Finnegan's
Finnegan's
Garage.
Garage.
I feel dirty doing it. I wasn't a part of it to begin with.
That's okay.
But I'm rolling with it.
Yeah.
All right.